Make no mistake, the Trump presidency has been marked by a series of actions and rhetoric that undermine the very foundations of American democracy. From the relentless attacks on the free press to the erosion of the rule of law through executive overreach, the current political landscape is becoming increasingly hostile to the principles of liberty and democratic governance. Moreover, Trump's record on issues like immigration, climate change, healthcare, and civil rights has been a disturbing litany of regression and harm. His divisive speeches and policies have amplified white nationalism, led to the separation of families at the border, and turned a blind eye to the suffering of marginalized communities. The devastating impact of his administration's policies on vulnerable populations is undeniable, and the threat to the nation's social fabric is real. As Americans, we face a choice: either we actively resist and fight to protect our democracy, or we remain complacent and allow the erosion of our rights and the dismantling of social progress to continue unchecked. The alternative, to simply sit back and complain, is a recipe for disaster. Inaction in the face of tyranny has dire consequences. History is replete with examples of once great civilizations that fell prey to the machinations of despotic leaders and were ultimately consumed by the very oppression they failed to resist. The United States, with its unique history of rebellion and progressive ideals, must not repeat these mistakes. In the face of these existential threats, Americans must consider their options carefully. Two primary paths present themselves: armed resistance and peaceful protest and advocacy. For those who believe in the right to bear arms and are willing to take up arms in defense of their country, the option of armed resistance is clear. This may involve enlisting in the military, forming militias, or undertaking direct action against perceived enemies of the state. However, it's crucial to acknowledge the risks and ethical complexities involved in this choice. For those who prefer a more peaceful approach, the path of advocacy and protest offers a powerful means of expressing dissent and pushing for change. From participating in demonstrations and civil disobedience to engaging in targeted campaigns and lobbying efforts, peaceful activism can be a highly effective means of influencing policy and challenging the status quo. The situation facing the United States is dire, and the road ahead will be long and arduous. But it's not impossible. By recognizing the gravity of the threats to our democracy and choosing to take action, whether through armed resistance or peaceful protest, Americans can reclaim their power and ensure a brighter future for themselves and for generations to come. The time for complacency is over. The hour of resistance has arrived. Will you stand with those fighting for freedom, justice, and democracy, or will you remain silent in the face of tyranny? The choice is yours, and the fate of the American experiment hangs in the balance.